joining us. Hi, Edgar.
Hi, Katie. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, this is so exciting. I've been hearing so much about your success. So I'm just thrilled to be able to actually talk to you about it and ask you about it. And how's it going?
It's going well. I can tell you that my life is radically different now than what it was even 6 months ago. But it's
6 months.
going
Okay.
well. It's going well.
Now, you're the reality blogger for everybody that's part of Digital Copywriter. You have been keeping up with Edgar's success this year. And so, Edgar, how much has being public with your journey, how much do you think that's how it helped you?
Um, it has been nerve-wracking, uh, but I think it has helped me a lot because there is something to be said about being held accountable.
Yes.
Um, Primarily by yourself. um, but when you have to show yourself to the world, when you have to tell people what you're doing, it adds an additional layer to that
Sure.
accountability. And if you have any sense of responsibility, um, uh, then you definitely want to make good on your promises and you want to basically do what you say you were going to do. So yeah, it has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot.
Fantastic. And for everybody that doesn't have a platform to do it publicly like Edgar is, I do encourage you to find somebody within our community. Our community, we have such supportive people, and there are people that are right where you are. They're a little bit further, they're a little bit behind, but they everybody knows the journey, everybody knows the struggle. And when you can buddy up with somebody, when you can form a group of one or two or three people that you meet with regularly, it makes all the difference in the world. I've seen it firsthand for 30 years now, the power of that. So I love that we do this in this public format with somebody every year. And I'm so happy that it's you this year. But so let's just get right to it. What are you working on right now? Where are you in your career, would you say?
Um, well, I don't know that um, we as copywriters can ever. I mean, I'm sure at some point we can claim that expertise, but I'm not sure how long will that take. To be honest, like, there's always that imposter syndrome thing going on. Yeah.
Well, and you know, the beauty of being a copywriter is you are always learning. You're never done. You're never Paul Hollingshead, Bob Black, you know, all the they're never done. They're still learning too. But I get what you're saying. I
So
respect.
where I am in my career is I did sort of a soft launch about a year ago, and I guess my claim to fame, my claim to fame is that when I attended my first networking event, um, a little a little less than a year ago. Actually, it was October, around October last year.
Okay.
When I attended my first networking event where I officially presented myself as a copywriter, um, having never really done copywriting on a freelance basis. Like most of the stuff that I've done was working for somebody, but never in a marketing agency. It was either
Hmm.
nonprofit organizations where I took over manuals, where I was doing newsletters for the organization and that kind of stuff, but never on my own, never for my own clients. And um, at the time, I was working uh, social work, sort of a public housing uh,
Hmm.
case manager, and it was very taxing. It was
Yeah,
very
I can
taxing
imagine.
on me, and I'm sure there's people that are very much equipped to deal with that sort of a or that level of stress and situations, but I'm not. I am not cut out for that kind of work. But I had been doing it for the last 5 years, and I was really at my wits' end. So I needed a way out, and I became aware of AWAI a while back, and I followed the channels, and I was like always keeping up with the emails, and I would get them, and I would see what course was being promoted at the time,
Mhm.
but I was hesitant to make the leap. Um, just because ultimately I had a family to support and I had a
Sure.
job kept me busy all day long and whatnot. Eventually, I saw like a soft entry with a digital copywriter portal, and I signed up for it, and I started like following more material, like really educating myself on what being a copywriter was, and I will be forever grateful to
Mm.
AWI for making me believe that it is possible, for teaching me that um, a copywriting career can be
Yeah.
it can
Yeah.
be achieved. Um, so anyway,
If you do the work, if you do the training, but
yes,
right, we have 30 years. There's 30 years of proof that shows it. So,
absolutely, absolutely. So when I first attended a networking event, it
what
was a
type of
week.
event was it? Was it a community one or something in a specific niche?
It was there is a like a business accelerator group in
Mm,
Southern California, and oh, actually, that's another story. I like a lot of things happen, because the first thing that I did, going back like a couple of months prior to this, the first thing I did um, was changing my or updating my LinkedIn profile, where I
good.
actually
Yep. Step one.
establish, say, I am a digital copywriter and I help people with newsletters. By the way, and again, I'm sorry for going back and forth, but prior to this, I had signed up for Michael Catt's uh, writing
Professional
for professional
services
services,
newsletter.
exactly, the newsletter.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
fantastic program.
it is, and I went through the whole thing, and Michael is super charming and funny, and I really enjoyed the way he laid out the material and whatnot. I was like, you know what, I am equipped to do this, and that was like my, I guess my signature product that I was going to promote or
Perfect.
try to sell. So I went there and I introduced myself to the group. It's a network or the reason I was able to find him is because when I updated my LinkedIn profile, somebody reached out to me. And
I
at
love
first, I thought it was a scam because it's very difficult for people to reach out to somebody to kind of offer them opportunities. They usually, it doesn't really happen that much that I
that.
have
Mhm.
seen. But sure enough, I followed up with this person who happens to be an attorney, and they invited me to, oh, they were asking me about having a newsletter or helping them produce a newsletter for their group and for their practice specifically. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, whoa, is this really happening? Like, I literally had just updated my LinkedIn profile like a week prior. And all of a sudden,
It's
somebody was like
powerful.
reaching out to me. Yeah.
And
Um,
and you linked it out with specifically what you offered. I can help people write newsletters, it sounds like.
Yes. Yep. Yep. So she invited me over to the networking event. I attended, met a bunch of people. There was people from different kinds of business, like um, race capitalist specialists, financial people, tax consultants, people with retail businesses, people like different types of
Yeah.
businesses that were part of this group. And lo and behold, when it ended, a few people approached me asking me about what I did and how I could help them, and one ended up hiring me to do a project on the spot.
On the spot.
So, and I was floored. I was floored because I had never ever experienced something like that, and
Right.
that was further proof, or it definitely further
Yeah,
cemented the notion that, oh, maybe I can do this
you can
for a
do
living.
this.
So that's what it happened. So that's what happened. I did a couple of projects for this person, which was a lot of fun. And then I started getting involved with the group, contributing in my
Uh-huh.
capacity, helping them with different, communication aspects of the group. And eventually that led to my first retainer client, which again, that was like a huge milestone for me,
Huge.
because just the notion of having a client that is paying me on a retainer basis to
Regular.
me
Yep.
was just unfathomable at some point. Like I couldn't even see it, like I didn't think it was even possible, especially because there's a lot of negative talk. There is a lot of negative talk across social media. And um, that's just not my reality. That
Yeah.
I I don't know what people are doing or not doing to feel the way they do, but if you go to Reddit, if you go, on social media and see the amount of people that are complaining about the state of the industry or AI taking over, or in like all these notions that are rather
Well, it's not the
limiting.
reality of people that are doing the work that are out there. So, and again, that's what, we live in that world. We live in the world of reality of when you get the training, when you do the work, when you put yourself out there. I mean, you put yourself out there, you took actions, and it builds. It's not like overnight, but I love that you changed your profile, you went to this meeting and got your first giant client there. You contributed more, you gave ideas, you offered ideas, and then it's led to this retainer client. So it's fabulous.
So where I am right now. Oh, and as this was happening, the digital copywriter launch or call for submissions for the reality blogger spot. And I don't know, like I guess do you know when there's something out in the universe that has your name on it, and you know that it belongs to you somehow? That is exactly how I felt when I first saw the call for submissions. They were looking for the reality blogger, and the second I saw that email, I was like, oh, I'm the next reality blogger. And
that's it. Manifested it. You manifested it.
I
You
really
did the
did.
work.
Yes. So I went through the motions, I submitted my entries, and people voted, and I ended up winning, which, I feel uber grateful and humble by having that opportunity, because it really, it made me feel like I'm part of the AWAI team, and having the AWAI, and as much as high regard as I do, to me, it was an absolute honor. And it is right now, just being able to be contributing to that portal on a bi-weekly basis, and sharing my story and the things that
And
I'm doing.
motivating people and helping people. That's what's so special about this job, is just the whatever I give, I get so much back more, because just the knowing that you're actually helping somebody make a difference in their lives is so fulfilling. And that's part of the beauty of that whole reality blogger program, which we do every year. And I'm guessing they'll probably, this is digital copywriter for anybody that's not familiar with it. This is a membership group that's headed by Heather Robson, all about digital copywriting, obviously, and lots of talk about AI, lots of talk about just what's happening in this space, in this industry. And I'm imagining, I guess they'll probably be calling for submissions again pretty soon, because we usually started at January. So keep your eyes out for the next one, for the next person that feel like this is calling to them. So I'd like to ask, it sounds like things are building. You've got some momentum going. Are you focusing mainly on newsletters, or are you working on other types of projects as well too?
Well, the one thing that I have learned about participating in this model is that it all falls on you, and you have to do the marketing job for yourself. You have to do your own prospecting. You have to put yourself out there and find your clients. And another thing that I have been learning is that there is a science to how you go about doing all these things, and you have to be very specific about how you reach out to people. The interesting thing is that the two clients, because I'm not going to say that I have done an amazing job or a good job even at that, at promoting myself as a newsletter specialist, because both of the clients that I have, I am helping one of them with her newsletter, but I'm not writing the newsletter for her specifically. But I am doing a lot of consulting. I'm doing a lot of editing. I'm doing. I just created an editorial calendar for her, and we have like a
Beautiful.
really good collaboration going on. So I guess what
And
I'm going with
that
this.
is a lifesaver for her. That she is, I can only imagine how much she appreciates that and knowing that you have that piece of it is huge. It's a huge relief to clients.
It is, and it's a great opportunity for me as well, because this is a person that is very smart, very
Mhm.
capable. Like I would say this person is brilliant. So the fact that I am able to help her clarify her message, add like a more human element to it, because I'm a natural storyteller, and and she's very technical in her writing. So I was like, I really help her bring everything down to earth. Like, okay, we're talking about these
Beautiful.
concepts, but how can we make these concepts relatable to your audience, and what
Beautiful.
does your audience want? And I am helping her with that quite a bit,
Yeah.
and I feel very proud of that work that I'm doing. And the other retainer client that I have, so I have two clients that are paying me on retainer, which again, mind-boggling. Um, they own a property management company. So I am
Okay.
helping them lay out their website, and I am helping them come up with um, uh, outbound marketing campaigns,
Hmm.
direct mail even. So every month we are working on a different element or a different project. So it is great for me because
Great experience. Great
it gives me
exposure.
an opportunity exactly to work on different projects, which
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate. So far I have like my two retained clients and the reality blogger uh, participation, which I'm enjoying. I'm
Love
enjoying
it.
everything really. I'm enjoying every aspect of everything that I'm doing as a digital copywriter.
Now, are you full-time copywriting or are you still in your old role or hybrid
Mm,
or?
No, well, I guess part of the adventure for me, and one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to, take this leap, is because I grew up in a city down in central Mexico, a beautiful city. If you guys can Google it, it's called Cuernavaca. It's just an hour away from Mexico City,
Mhm.
going down the mountains. But it happens to sit at the perfect altitude where the weather is just absolutely beautiful year round. They call it the city of the eternal spring.
Oh,
And
nice.
I moved from this place when I was in my early teens, and I vowed to come back and make a life here. And, you know, the rest of my life took place for the most part in Southern California.
Mhm.
And with the last job being as taxing as it was, like that, I was like, this is it. This is my, I guess, the clue that I needed to make the change now, and to start taking life more, take the reins on my life rather,
Yeah.
because I felt like I was just kind of like reacting
Mhm.
to life, really.
Oh, I
Like
love that, being
uh,
proactive instead of
I
reactive.
yes. So
That's a powerful mind shift.
I have a job, and I have to go to the job, and I have a family, and I have to take care of my family, and it was just more like uh, just going through the motions, really.
Mhm.
Where I was like, well, this is the life that I want for me and for my children. And I mean, the answer was no. Of course, it was not. So what I ended up doing is I was like, uh, you know, uh, preparing or preparing my lunch really as a digital copywriter. I started uh, coming over to Cuernavaca to bring my family over for them to see the
Mhm.
city, and this happened over the course of several years, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, with the hope that they would like it, and they ended up falling in love with it. And
Oh, that's
okay,
great.
so this is where we're going, and this is the plan is that we're going to move by this date. So to make a long story short, as I was gaining clients and became the reality blogger,
Mhm.
I set a date for moving to Cuernavaca for the summer of this summer. So the move actually took place over the summer, and now we are here in Cuernavaca.
Congratulations. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, my next question was going to be, what's been most surprising about this new life, but it sounds like there's a lot to choose from there. But what would you say has been the most, surprising in how you're living right now?
The most surprising thing for me is changing my paradigm into what's possible.
Mm.
Because growing up, uh, I was taught that the way you live life is you get a job and you stay at that job for as long as you can, I guess, survive it, and then eventually retire. And that's life. You get a job and you work your job and, you provide for your family and that's it. Um, and even though in my mind, at a surface level, I didn't really quite bought into that notion. I guess deep down inside, I did because that's exactly what I was doing, even though I felt that there was something else that could be available for me. And whenever I saw stories of people, living a life on their own terms as freelancers or doing like different kinds of projects where people are self-employed and doing really well. Like I
Mhm.
never really saw that as a possibility for me. Like I couldn't put the uh, lines together if it makes any sense. I just couldn't see it. Um, and it was because AWI that I finally began to see, okay, maybe this is possible. And I started,
Mhm.
you know, changing my my core because I think that again, at the surface level, I saw that as like, okay, that's a possibility for some people, but in my mind or in my being, like I wasn't doing it.
Right.
So the most surprising thing for me is finally accepting that it is a possibility.
And it's a reality. It's not even
Yes,
just a possibility.
yeah, I guess I can say that it took a lot of deprogramming because
Yeah.
even though I wanted something else, like I wasn't really equipped with the notions of how to go about it.
Sure. And, honestly, that's part of why we're doing these Inside AWAI's live, is to show people that to introduce people to people like you who are doing it. And so that you can see all the different shapes and sizes and walks of lives and ways of creating this beautiful writer's life that I'm so excited for you that you're sharing, and now with your family, and it's really inspiring. So thank you for sharing all that. I would like to ask, what advice do you have for somebody who might not think it's real, or might not think it's possible for them, or that might be where you were, 12 months ago, 18 months ago?
Well, life will throw things at you, and it, let me see if I can articulate this in the best possible way. Um, we have a lot more control over our lives than we probably give ourselves credit for. And it only takes one step, or it only takes one action, but a decisive action in the right direction for change to take place. And you have to follow through. You don't stop at that one action. You have to continue moving forward.
Right.
And in that sense, I, envision my life as a digital copywriter in Cuernavaca, having clients and doing wonderful work for them. Um, and that was the ultimate goal. But the steps that you have to take to get there are smaller and achievable. So
Right.
even if it is reaching out to people, if it is going to in-person events like I did, if it means completing that one course, you don't have to learn all of them, just learn one course will open the door for you.
Yes.
When you feel confident about doing something, because I feel very confident about newsletters, and I can
Yeah.
definitely feel like I can give advice people about newsletters, and I actually have advised people on their newsletters. um, that opens up other doors. That opens up. So if you have notions about different aspects of copywriting, but you don't feel like 100% comfortable in those other disciplines or areas, just focus on the one that you know.
Yeah.
And when an opportunity comes to work on another one, then you can like maybe fine tune or brush up on your knowledge or learn
Perfect.
more. But just learn one thing, take it for a spin, and then doors will open.
Love it. That's great advice. Okay, so what's something you're currently really excited about, either inside your copywriting business or just in your life? I have to imagine it's being in this beautiful city that you're living in right now. But anything else that's just making you jump out of bed in the morning and say, yeah, let's go get it?
Well, my big dream, and again, mind you,
Share it with us.
that a few years ago I didn't, I couldn't even consider this as a possibility. But my big dream now is to be able to spend summers in Italy. Um, my wife is a psychologist, and she has a wonderful practice, and I am helping her a lot in producing content
Sure.
for her, and with me also. Well, she has the ability to do her work remotely as well,
Mhm.
using Zoom and
Yeah,
all
sure.
the digital opportunities that we have available to us. So there is nothing really holding us bound to one single place. Well, except for school for the
Right.
kids, right? But in the summers, we can really just like basically pack up and leave and go anywhere we want. So I want to continue to build my business and continue to get more clients, which now I see as a real possibility.
Hmm.
Uh, I want to focus on higher paying clients, and that will allow us to, you know, spend summers in Italy, because why
Oh,
not?
oh, that is the dream. That would be amazing. And you know what? We're going to check in next summer, and you're going to be saying, ciao, Bella, and you'll be talking to us from Italy. I just know that's going to happen. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Edgar, for just putting yourself out there and sharing your ups and your downs and your dreams and your you have such a beautiful way of just like one step at a time, man. That's all we got to do, one step at a time. And I love how you're living that and sharing it with everybody. So thank you. We just got somebody that said, Christine just said, great advice. And we have lots of nice comments. So thank you so much for taking this time and inspiring us all.
Thank you for having me. This is just, motivating me even more to continue pursuing my dreams. So it is possible,
Beautiful. It's
folks.
possible.
Go out there and
It's
do it.
you're making it happen. You are making it happen. So, all right, everybody, until next time, write every day. Bye.